So it seemed fitting with this new year, quote unquote, to create like a new season for the podcast. And I wanted to give you first a background, about my previous content creation. For that, we have to go back to 2018 when I had finally saved up enough money for me to get a ticket to Taiwan. A lot of people weren't happy about it, but I did it anyway. And that, I think, was the first time that I truly followed my own path. Because it was a dream I had for a long time. And so back then I created a newsletter to continue to be in touch with people and telling my friends and family about my little adventures in Taiwan and eventually all the places that I visited. Eventually I created an Instagram for it and a blog with WordPress. I studied a lot about blogging and content creation and stuff. After Taiwan, I stayed in Taiwan for 3 months just to explore. Then I went to Cuba, and then I went back to Taiwan, but this time for 6 months. I first did a Chinese course, and then I tried to look for a job in the specialty coffee industry, and I didn't find it. And so I came back to Spain. That was the end of 2019, and then at the beginning of 2020 I worked in Madrid for like 2 weeks, and then I found a job in Barcelona. I moved here to Barcelona, and 3 weeks later this whole pandemic thing started. I moved from one place to another, but I kept doing this little blog thing. However, because I listened to other people, like I created another website and another profile for more spiritual stuff and continued with the first Instagram just for coffee and traveling, but it just didn't feel right. And last year I went back to myself and I started to listening to myself again. I created Follow Your Own Path because it's like my mantra and my way to keep remembering that that's what it is. That's me. And so now I have this platform for myself to express whatever I want, however I want, and in different formats as well. And while I wasn't on this podcast, I've been on TikTok, and I have decided to open up a YouTube channel. So the content is going to be more or less the same. It's going to stay more or less consistent. The difference is the format, and in this podcast, to be honest, I feel like I can express a lot more because I don't show my face in a way, and so I feel like I'm being more vulnerable. I hate that word in English. Sorry. Whereas in video, I guess there's a lot more that you can use to express feelings and emotions, like the lighting, like the music, even though you can also put music here, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I am no longer allowing other people's opinions or ways of doing things to condition the way that I express myself in my space. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous and like very obvious, but this is where I'm at. These past few months, I've also gone to therapy, and it's been amazing. I've healed a lot. I've been on this existential crisis for a while. I went back and listened to my previous podcasts, and my impression is that I'm going through my Saturn return, and that I don't feel like I understand what my mission on this earth is. It's not something new, and I'm not surprised that's where I'm still at, to be honest with you. I'm getting more clear, that's for sure. And therapy has helped to distinguish what was mine and what was more of a intrusive thought or unhealed part of me. For now, I can tell you that I'm excited for this new period of the podcast and of my content. But yeah, even with this existential crisis, I'm just going to continue to do whatever the fuck I want, basically. I do not believe in, for me personally, I don't like to limit myself into one topic, because I think human beings are so much more than one thing, and I have several interests. With my therapist, apart from my family trauma, I've been trying to talk out loud what I want to do with my life eventually. Like, she was telling me that I was having this existential crisis, like midlife crisis type of thing, and that it's fine, and that I have time to look for what really makes me happy and stuff. But I don't feel like I have time. I'm still in that like Saturn return crisis moment, but I don't know. I feel like I had this moment last year as well. So it feels like it's gonna end at one point, I hope. But it's a bit uncomfortable, to be honest, because we already have quite a bit of uncertainty, right? Normally, I am someone who always has a goal, like a big goal in mind, so that I'm focused on that goal. So whatever happens, it's okay because I have that goal. But now, apart from this little project of mine, I don't really have anything to look forward to be honest. It's like, sure, life is beautiful. Like, sure, I understand that there's a lot of things that are gonna happen, but I just don't have the motivation or the energy for it. I just think that at this point in history, what else is left to do? With Meta and the NFTs and all this virtual reality and Matrix. I also wanted to do a podcast about the Matrix movie, but there's not much to it, to be honest. For me, it was like Matrix, but with a Disney filter on, and I didn't like it because it felt like they were simplifying the concept to a Disney movie, to a love story, and it hurt because the first movie is brilliant. That's it. It's a shame. What else I wanted to talk about? Yeah, basically that doom of like, I don't have the motivation to do or to think of anything that's exciting enough for me. Like a dream. Like, if I think of my dreams, I've already done that. I've already gone to Taiwan. Like, the only dream left would be to like find a partner, but I'm quite content by myself. I don't know. It would be interesting to see myself in a relationship, but for that to happen, I would have to go out, and that's not something I want to do. I'm kidding, kind of. I don't know. It's not like I want to analyze myself. That's for sure. It's just that I am in this existential crisis and I don't see the point in anything. So I'll let you know when that changes and how I come to the conclusion that like life is worth living. Actually, I just don't see the point right now. I'm reading Dolores Cannon books, and she's making life make more sense to me. For now, that's one book that really helped. It really brought me to tears, actually, because yeah, it talks about how broad the universe is and some people's life mission and stuff. So it's making me look forward to more things, but I still don't see the point. I have to be honest. This is kind of also, I wanted to say, like, for me, this podcast and even the platform, the website, my Instagram, is like a conversation with myself. That's all it is. It's a way to express myself and record it so that I can look back and see where I was at this point in time. That's how I'm treating it, and that's why I think I can be this open in this podcast in particular. So, yeah, I'll talk to you soon.